How you doing? Yeah, I put on a bit of makeup. I brushed my hair. I even put a bra on. Yeah, I did. How you doing out there? As I mentioned a couple days ago, I'm going to be leaving Facebook for a while. And if you've known me a long time, you know I've done this a few times. Every year and a half, 2 years, I take a break. I did take one in the fall. Only a few really know why. And I'm taking another one now. And it's a compilation of a few things. It's not one or two people chasing me off. I just need a break. I need a break from social media. And I need to work on some things over here. So, the other day I posted a photo and I got an email reaming me out saying, stop going on photo adventures. And I was like, but I wasn't on one. Really? Stay at home! Exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. I didn't really feel I needed to put an explanation to the photo. I was out, I wanted to show the beauty, and that's it. But as you know, to every photo there's always a story, and I like to tell you the story, and I just didn't feel like I needed to. So things over here are rough, as I mentioned. I'm just trying not to cry. And Ashley, her best friend, her dog died 3 nights ago. And if you know Ashley, she loves dogs. She loves all dogs. And of course she loves her best friend's dog, and she didn't have a chance to say goodbye. She didn't get to hug her best friend. And with this self-isolation, which she is completely following, she's not meeting up with friends, nothing. She's getting into a deeper depression, and having this Max, the dog, pass away was devastating. So I said, hey, let's go for a drive. It was a nice sunny day. We didn't go through any drive-thrus. We didn't get gas. I have gas. We didn't get groceries. I still have some here. And I took her out to fresh air, and it was so healing. It was so refreshing. And then I came home. I edited it. It was a phone photo. I didn't even take my camera. And I posted it, and then I got a message. So, yeah, I mean, that's not the reason why I'm leaving Facebook. Just one person talking to me like that. I see lots of things going on social media and in the world. I like to follow the stats and give you the updates, and I was also given an email to say, hey, don't be posting the stats, it scares people. Fair enough, but I did explain that I only post the BC ones because the ones in the world are pretty scary. New York and the UK and Europe. And even comparing to the rest of Canada, we're doing pretty good over here. I do give my little analysis of what I see from watching the stats for a while. I don't have an issue with that person telling me that. That's fine. And sorry about that. So anyways, yeah, we've discussed it, and that's fine. I don't mind people telling me, suggestions on what I should or shouldn't do, because right now I understand that I have quite a few friends on Facebook, and you guys all liked what I post. For the most part, almost everyone likes me. Believe it or not everyone does. But they've deleted me for the most part. So what I post, people take note of, and the person about the picture, well, you have a lot of followers, you're going to tell them it's okay to go on photo adventures. Again, that wasn't my point of view when I posted it. I just wanted to show the beauty out there for an hour. I took my grieving daughter out for an hour. So this is probably gonna be a bit long. So I've talked about that. You know, I do see other photographers going out. I see that they're not in their photo groups, they're not in their big groups anymore. They're doing it from their house, or they'll take a drive. I'm not gonna jump on them for going out. I'm not gonna jump at anyone. The thing is, we've been told to stay at home, to stay within who we live with, stay within that area. And it's not recommended that we go out. That was like a mental health drive. I tell you guys a lot, and that day I just wanted to tell you everything. Now I did. We can see what people post on Facebook in regards to memes, funny things. We see what President Trump is saying. We see lots. Or we can see little. It's up to you what you want to see, right? And I admire that, you know, you like to follow along, and I'll give you funny posts and give you funny photos of me just to lighten things. That's my way of trying to not keep it so heavy. But keep in mind, it is heavy out there, right? When you say you're bored, I found this post the other day, and it was posted by a Kelowna healthcare worker. And I know some of you read it. That's great. And I'm going to read it to you anyway, because the next time you say, I'm bored, this is boring and whatever, when I read this changed my mind. So, did you wake up and cry because you have to stay home another day? I woke up and cried because it was my turn to float to the COVID positive floor. Are you bored? Come hang out with me for 5 minutes. I promise you'll be so scared you'll forget you were ever bored. Do you miss your friends? Imagine how much more you'd miss them if you were isolated and alone in a hospital bed. Imagine wearing masks so tight to your face that it hurts after 1 hour, but you still have 12 more hours to work. Imagine not being able to have a drink of water because you can't take your mask off because they only give you one. Imagine being so scared to walk into a room only to find out that a patient is just as scared as you are. Imagine moving out from your home to protect your loved ones so you can keep working, to go to work to take care of complete strangers. Imagine being a single mom and still have to go home to your son who is also scared while he sits at home while you're at work alone. Imagine crying your eyes out and having a panic attack at work because everything and everyone is so uncertain. Then imagine getting an email from the big bosses saying not only are you not getting hazard pay, but now you're also no longer getting the bonus for OT shifts because there are none to offer. So tell me, how is your day going? Stay the F home. After I read this, I vowed I would never say I'm bored again. I don't know if you watch Global, they'll feature someone at the end of the news hour in regards to someone they nominated to say, hey, you know, shout out to a healthcare worker, essential worker, first responder. And the ones that, they all get to me because these are people in BC. These are people who have kids. You know, there's one paramedic who lives up north. She has her kids living with relatives so she can go to work every day. You know, I saw another post of another paramedic. He does air hugs to his kid, right? So you're at home, you have your kids. You have your kids, you can hug them often. So it's my vow to not say I'm bored anymore. So we have our little group here of 3. We've been in isolation for 3 weeks, except for me going out to get groceries. Being a vegetarian, it's hard to not go to my Fruticanna every 2 or 3 days. I go once a week. I asked you guys for bannock recipe. I still haven't made it because I haven't gone out to the store to get lard yet, right? I see my friends, some of them, you're out gallivanting every day. Okay, we're all doing what we can do to get through this. I am staying home, so yeah, it was hurtful to be accused of promoting something I'm not really doing. But can we also be kind to one another? We are all in this as British Columbians and as Canadians. And we're so far doing a really good job at flattening the curve. So now, I used to give you stats every day. I follow them and I like them. But I see the curve flattening, and I also hear more traffic outside. Ashley tells me that her friends are starting to hang out with their friends. This is so maddening, so maddening. I have a daughter who's has her mental health issues, and it's so difficult right now. It's so difficult, and I'm not saying it's worse than what you're going through. What I'm going through, I don't have the extra help right now because, I can't see our family doctor and I can't do other things with her. So I'm learning as I go, and some days we're just at each other, and it's, yeah. But the thing is, she needs to go out just as much as your kids do. But I'm keeping her at home. And the way I look at it, if I know that we're here and we're, sticking by the rules, I know that we won't contribute to any more of the positive cases, to any of the isolations, any of the ICU, and any of the deaths. I could sit on Facebook and get angry and look at people going out and about and doing this and that. I could send nasty messages, texts, but I'm not. I've taken it upon myself to just look after us here and to know that I'm doing my part here. And you don't always know the story behind the person. So, I see people attacking other people who are strangers on a group site. But you know what? We're all in this together still. So let's just be kind. I wrote down some notes. I know this is going on longer. I have quite a few notes. Yeah. I mean, do what you can. And this weekend's a long weekend. The weather is fabulous, right? We've been cooped up. It's been rainy. It's been cold. Some of it's been snowing. And some of you have places far away, a cabin you go to. And they're encouraging us to not do that. And I know, we don't all follow 100% of the rules. In other words, we go out to get something that we don't really need. Not all of us are perfect, right? But there's real emphasis on us staying home this weekend. Just because the curve is going down, because it's flattening, it doesn't mean it's always going to do that. It could easily go back up again. I live on a busy street. I hear a lot of cars going by me all the time. And for a while it was eerily quiet, right? Like everywhere it was. But now I hear more traffic. I do understand that people are applying for the CRB and they're getting it. So they're going to go get their groceries and whatever. Maybe that is attributing to the traffic right now. But I do see more traffic. There's a reason why they're closing down the parks, the beaches, the promenades, the piers, olive parks, why they're limiting travel. And the curve is going down and flattening. But if we let our guards down and go this and, you know, go meet someone and still we're 6 feet apart, I mean, just make good choices this weekend and stay home. Like Dr. Bonnie said, read a book in your yard, have virtual chats like we've been doing, right? But please just remember to stay home. So yeah, I've got all these notes and I don't know what I wrote now. I told my kids to stay in their room while I do this video for you guys. Basically, just try not to let it get to you that you're alone, that you feel alone. And this is hard on this is affecting absolutely everybody, and it affects them different ways. So what I'm going through is really difficult. It doesn't mean what you're going through isn't just as difficult, because it's different for you to me. Just remember that we're all in this together, and be kind. If you see someone doing something they shouldn't, just talk to them nicely. You don't need to yell at them through text or message. You know, someone asked me to go for a walk and be 6 feet apart. I said no. Like, I just like to know that I am sticking at home. If I go for a walk, I'm going on a walk on my hood. I do need fresh air. We all need fresh air, right? But until this is like, we're through the thick of things, as Bonnie says, we're still in the middle of it, right? There's no guarantee that it's going to keep going down. And if we all change our habits just a little bit, all of us change our habits just a little bit, things are going to go up again. You got to think about, sure, it was 29 new cases the other day, 25 the other day, compared to 92 before. That's still a lot of people. We still have 1,300 who have tested positive. We have 50 people who have passed away. Someone passed away in their home because he had a fever. He didn't have like the major breathing problems. His wife asked him what he wanted for dinner, and he wanted chicken noodle soup. And he was gone the next morning. So there aren't the obvious signs that you have it. They haven't quite figured everything out. They know you can get it from community, you can get it through, you know, the long-term care facility, or, you know, it's starting to spread to prisons. And there's a small percentage that they just don't know where they got it from. That's scary. Don't mean to instill fear, but there's still a lot of unknowns out there. So when you look at the stats, think about the 50 families who are now affected and their friends. And there's 68 people in ICU who are fighting for their life in BC. Think about that when you want to go gallivanting all over this weekend. And I hope it stops you. Anyways, yeah, I'm still trying to get used to this dark hair thing. So I won't try to make this all... but I do admire that you do, you know, you like my posts and you like to hear from me. And that's my take on all of this, that we are all in this together. It is going down. It's not a guarantee though. If we change, all of us changes a little bit, it's going back up. And it could and will affect someone that you know. So I think we're going to set up our gazebo this weekend. Hopefully there's no more rats in the yard. If you know me from last summer, I had an issue with rats in my yard. Ashley and I are doing painting, loving that. I love seeing how artistic she's becoming. When she tells me about her friends hanging out with friends, she's disappointed. And I'm proud of her for that too. So, I am gonna, like, I'm not gonna deactivate my Facebook. I'm just gonna take off the notifications. I'm gonna check it once a day. Send me a Facebook, oh, sorry. Send me a messenger message. I'm also on Instagram. I have my photography page. I'm gonna keep trying to work on photos over here. Feels like even though I have all this time, I'm still trying to catch up on some things, right? I have Instagram, Twitter. I'm always on Twitter, and TikTok. I'm still trying to learn how to TikTok. That's fun. And Snapchat. Well, you see my funny Snapchat photos. So, and if you can, I'm not telling you to go off Facebook too, because we all need to be connected to each other somehow. Try to limit your social media, and just be kind. I know there's some of you, you just have to go after someone that you don't know on a group site. Anyway, you've always been like that. You're still always going to be like that, right? Just remember, we're all in this together. We all have feelings. We're all going through different things. But just don't jump on people, okay? Be kind. Air hugs to you all. And stay safe. Wash your hands. Social distance, please. Stay home this weekend. But stay home until we've got this all figured out, because there's so many unknowns. Just know that I love you all. I'm thinking about you. And thanks for letting me ramble. Take care. Bye.